In this video, we're going to be going over some new sticky aim assist settings here in Battlefield 6. Now, over the past couple of days, I have made some changes to my controller settings that have drastically improved my gameplay, and I wanted to share them with you so you can also take advantage of them. If that sounds good, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. Let's get into it. Now, as you can see, I play with an Xbox Elite controller on PC with one paddle on the back, the short paddle set up for jumping. I also play on the alternate button preset. This is going to remap your crouch as well as prone button so you can get in and out of cover a lot faster. All you have to do is press down on the right thumbstick. This is going to be super important here in Battlefield because cover and positioning is literally the entire game. You want to expose as little of your body as possible to give yourself the better chance at winning the gunfight and staying alive, and obviously capturing objectives, being on the hills behind cover is going to be beneficial to yourself as well as your team. Now, this is where things get interesting. You want to go to your controller settings. I understand you need a master's degree to go ahead and actually figure out the proper settings here in Battlefield 6 controller settings wise, but you guys can see I've changed my infantry aim assist sensitivity from 75 down to 40. I have a reason for this. Now, my field of view is still going to be on 120. I always recommend playing within that 100 to 120 FOV range, just so you get a bigger picture, and it's going to be a little bit easier to control a lot of the visual recoil. It is reduced here in Battlefield 6, but this is going to help you out, especially using weapons that have a lot of recoil, horizontal and vertical, and with those long range engagements. Now, what you also want to go ahead and do is you want to switch your infantry aim input curve and your infantry zoom aim input curve to Battlefield 3. Previously, I always recommended playing on the Bad Company 2 setting. Now, the aim assist rate, the curve is different on Bad Company 2 versus Battlefield 3. It's drastically different. You can run on a lower sensitivity here with the Battlefield 3 setting, and it's going to feel just as fast, and you're also gonna be able to be a lot accurate at longer ranges. It's going to change your game. Now, it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. It took me legitimately about a day to get used to because it is a drastic difference, but it is going to help you out at those longer ranges and also close ranges. If you are struggling with missing shots at long range, I highly recommend going ahead and switching from Bad Company 2 or the default setting and put it to Battlefield 3. I've never played Battlefield 3 as much as I played Bad Company 2, so take that for some advice. This is a setting that I haven't really used that much, but after a couple days, man, it made a huge difference in my gameplay. Now, everything else here is going to be the same. I've not made any other changes except that I do go ahead and make the adjustments. Your zoom sensitivity from 1.0 all the way down to 4.5. I have this set at 80 just so I can track players a little bit easier at longer ranges. And for higher zoom optics, I have this bumped up from 100 to 110 just so it's a little bit easier to track players. This is going to be really important in the battle royale when using snipers or high-powered optics. Overall, some settings I recommend going ahead and changing. You're going to see a drastic improvement to your gameplay, especially your aim, accuracy, and gun skill at longer ranges. Now, something else that I wanted to add, when you do go ahead and change these settings, make sure your uniform infantry aiming is turned off, and all these are going to be at 100. You're gonna have the stickiest aim, and you're gonna be a lot accurate at longer ranges. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the firing range to show how effective this really is. And by the way, if you don't have enough time to play and need weapon or rank leveling assistance, U4GM has you covered. They offer legit and fast services like leveling up your guns and military ranks and helping you complete any hard challenges in game. You can use my code EARS to save 5% off your purchase. Now, once you get in the firing range, you want to familiarize yourself with the Battlefield 3 curve. Like I said, it is going to take a little bit of getting used to. It is quite fast in my personal opinion, but it's going to be nice here in Battlefield 6 because it's going to give you the ability to snap onto targets at those medium as well as longer ranges, and you're going to be able to run and gun a lot easier. If you are a Call of Duty player coming to Battlefield to try some things out, especially right before season 1 or after season 1, depending on when you're watching this video, this sensitivity setting with this curve is going to be perfect. Now, what you also want to keep in mind when going ahead and using all weapons here in Battlefield is recoil control, which is going to be a lot easier to do on this Battlefield 3 sensitivity curve with the 40 sensitivity setting. Now, in Battlefield, if you aren't aware, there is balloon, so you want to make sure that you are burst firing at longer ranges, especially medium ranges too, so you can get the fastest time to kill possible. You can see with weapons that do have a high fire rate, going ahead and burst firing at longer ranges is going to be netting you the fastest time to kill possible, and you're overall going to be dominating. If you do not burst fire at longer range, you can see here, you're going to get a lot of shot deviation, and you're not going to be hitting the target even though the optic is going to be directly pointed at them. You want to make sure you're burst firing so you can get the fastest time to kill. As you can see here, it is a drastic difference when you are bursting at longer ranges. But again, this is something that you're going to have to get used to, and that's exactly why I'm making this video, because I know a lot of people are struggling with their aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill at longer ranges with rifles, carbines, SMGs, pretty much every single class in this game. Things just don't feel right, and that's because you're probably playing on the wrong sensitivity curve, as well as maybe playing on a sensitivity that is too high. You don't want to mirror your sensitivity as if you're playing Call of Duty, because Battlefield isn't Call of Duty. It is a slower game in the respect that you are not going to be engaging 3-4 people at the same time and realistically expecting to win all the gunfights. You can, don't get me wrong, but this is a game that you want to play tactical. You want to make sure you're hitting targets center mass or a headshot to get the fastest time to kill, and obviously positioning yourself on the map that you're behind cover, making sure that winning more gunfights, winning more games, and dominating the battlefield, no pun intended. And finally, if you are curious, if you want to take a look at my dead zone settings, which are all the way at the bottom of the controller settings tab, you can see here that I do have mine set for my specific controller health. Dead zone settings are going to be based on your controller health and how much stick drift you have. So take a look at these. If you have stick drift, if you want to copy them, go right ahead, but you are going to have to fine tune these again based on your controller health. I also recommend going ahead and turning off your controller vibration. I don't like to have any type of play in my controller that could potentially throw off my aim and accuracy at those medium and especially longer ranges. So again, if you are struggling with long range combat, try turning off your controller vibration and copy down my settings. I highly recommend going ahead and trying out that 40 aim sensitivity and check out Battlefield 3. From someone that played primarily Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 has drastically transformed my gameplay here in Battlefield 6 for the better. If this video does help you out, let me know down in the comment section. If you have any other settings advice for myself or other players, feel free to go ahead, help us out down in the comment section. We're all trying to help each other here. If you guys enjoy, drop a like in the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and maybe we'll all get a master's degree in Battlefield 6 settings. Deuces.